Hey, brothers and sisters, once in a while you come across a really meaty article. And this article is so thought provoking, so intriguing that I had to make a video about it. And this comes from the Substack entitled The Biblical Man. And the title of this Substack is Black Pill Christian When Following Jesus Feels Like Hell on Earth. Why Paul's ministry looked nothing like your pastor's Instagram. So I want to read this for you because I think you will relate to what he is saying here. Had a conversation with a dear friend of mine this week. We talked about depression, about going extremely dark, about the dark night of the soul that every Christian faces, but nobody wants to admit. He asked me something that cut deep. Is it normal to feel like everything is fake? Like even your own faith might be performance? I told him what I'm about to tell you. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. 2 Corinthians 4, 8-9. Paul wrote those words from a prison cell. Bloodied, beaten, betrayed by friends, abandoned by churches, shipwrecked, stoned, and left for dead. And the modern church calls this victorious Christian living. I want to talk to you about something nobody discusses in Sunday school. Christian nihilism, the black pill reality of what following Jesus actually costs in a world that hates him. Not the sanitized, Instagram-filtered version of Christianity that promises your best life now. The raw, bloody, soul-crushing truth that Paul lived and died for. The life where everything you touch turns to ash. Everyone you trust becomes Judas. And you wake up every morning questioning if God even hears your prayers. Welcome to real Christianity, the black pill Paul swallowed. Read 2 Corinthians 4-12 without your Sunday school glasses on. Paul doesn't sound like a victorious warrior. He sounds like a man on the edge of breakdown. For we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble, which came to us in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure, above strength, insomuch that we despaired even of life. 2 Corinthians 1:8. Who is weak, and I am not weak? Who is offended, and I burn not? 2 Corinthians 11:29. In weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. 2 Corinthians 11:27. This isn't a man living his best life now. This is a man hanging by a thread, held together only by the grace of God. And this is the apostle we're supposed to emulate. The ministry nobody talks about. Paul tells us exactly what to expect from a life of ministry. Not endless wealth and sunshine Saturday mornings, not full gas tanks and stocked fridges, but turmoil, perplexity, sorrow, despair, even fear sometimes. You'll have friends who become Judas. Men you poured your life into who turn around and stab you in the back for 30 pieces of silver or a better ministry opportunity. You'll have families that cast you off like you're an alien. Blood relatives who treat you like a stranger because you won't compromise the gospel for family peace. You'll have jobs that punish you for your beliefs. Employers who make your life hell because you won't participate in their moral compromise. And that's just the beginning. The beast reality. You'll start seeing people clearly, really clearly. People apart from Christ. But these, as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. 2 Peter 2:12. Not because you're judgmental, but because you finally see what sin actually does to the human soul. But here's the gut punch. Sometimes people who claim Christ are worse. The pastor who builds his kingdom instead of God's. the elder who protects his reputation instead of the flock, the Christian friend who throws you under the bus when defending you becomes inconvenient. You start wondering if anyone is real, including yourself. The cynicism spiral. After enough betrayals, enough disappointments, enough watching Christian leaders fall into sin while pointing fingers at everyone else, something breaks inside of you. You become cynical. Not bitter, that's different. Cynical. You start assuming the worst about everyone's motives. You question every smile, every handshake, every "God bless you, brother." You wake up questioning every breath you take, every choice you made, every word you spoke, every person you trusted. You start thinking everyone is fake, including yourself. Am I really serving God, or am I just playing religious games like everyone else? Do I actually love people, or am I just going through the motions? Is any of this real, or am I the biggest fraud of all? The dark night of the soul. This is what the mystics called the dark night of the soul, but it's not mystical, it's biblical. David felt it. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring?" Psalm 22, verse 1. Job felt it. Oh, that I might have my request, and that God would grant me the thing that I long for. Job 6:8. Elijah felt it. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for himself that he might die, and said, "It is enough now, O Lord. Take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers." 1 Kings 19, verse 4. Even Jesus felt it. And at about the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" Matthew 27, verse 46. If the Son of God experienced spiritual desolation, what makes you think you're exempt? The Christian nihilist's temptation. When you reach this point, nihilism starts whispering, nothing matters, all is meaningless, you're wasting your life for a God who doesn't care and people who don't appreciate it. Everyone else is living for themselves, while you're dying for principles nobody else follows. You could quit right now and nobody would notice or care. And sometimes that voice sounds reasonable. Sometimes serving God feels like the ultimate joke. You giving everything for people who give nothing back. Following a God who seems silent when you need him most. The Pilgrim's Progress moment. But then, right when you're ready to throw in the towel and join the ranks of comfortable Christianity or quit altogether, God brings someone along your path. Like Christian in Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress. Someone who walks with you always. Someone who keeps you on the path. Someone who reminds you why you started this journey. Sometimes it's a verse that hits you like lightning. Sometimes it's a brother who calls at exactly the right moment. Sometimes it's a sister who prays with you until the darkness lifts. Sometimes it's just the quiet presence of God in the middle of your breakdown. And you remember, this isn't about you, the celestial city. Your eyes lift from the mud and mire of earthly ministry and fix again on the celestial city. Your heart remembers the King, not the king of your imagination who promises easy living and financial prosperity. The King who is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised and we esteemed him not. The King who said, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." The King who promises not your best life now, but eternal life then. The black pill truth. Here's the black pill truth about following Jesus. It will cost you everything. Your friends, your family, your job, your reputation, your comfort, your dreams, your expectations. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But here's the red pill truth that makes it all worthwhile. He's worth it. Not because the journey is easy, but because the destination is eternal. Not because people appreciate your sacrifice, but because he sees every tear. Not because ministry success is guaranteed, but because faithfulness is rewarded. The call to black pill Christians. If you're reading this and recognizing yourself, if you're in the dark night of the soul, questioning everything, wondering if it's all fake, feeling like giving up, you're not alone. Paul felt it, David felt it, Job felt it, Elijah felt it, Jesus felt it, and they all kept going. Not because they feel like it, because they knew the truth. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Your affliction is light compared to eternity. Your moment is brief compared to forever. Your suffering is temporary compared to glory. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Keep walking, pilgrim. The celestial city is real, even when everything else feels fake. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Hebrews 13, verse 14. Maranatha, brothers and sisters.